Why so serious? What's up, guys? How's it going? Blitzwinger back, and today I'm taking a look at the Joker from the Batman Arkham Asylum line. Right away, let's start off with some with the only bad thing about this figure, just to get that out of the way, and that is the base that comes with him. So let me just zoom out. He brings a base. It's very plain, no detail or anything. It's just a base, a circle with a peg, yeah, very well said. It's quite thin and really unimpressive, and considering he can stand without the base, I don't understand why they included this. If this was kind of neat or had some sort of cool little engraving, or maybe just had like the Batman logo or just a bat logo, just something a little extra would just make this a little more unique and special. But other than that, let's get to the good stuff about this guy. This is his other accessory, which I was really happy about because it's a whole nother character. So let me just move the Joker out of the way so we can have a little bit of a focus here on little Scarface. So as you can see, this guy is awesome. I really like the head sculpt. It's really cool, and the whole idea of like a wooden doll really follows through in this design through the paint that they used and the overall sculpture, and has a lot of cool little character in him, where to me, I don't know why I thought of basically Scarface right away. Oh wow, yeah, I wonder why I thought about Scarface. His name is Scarface, and I thought about Scarface, like the movie, because he has kind of like a gangster hat and the nice little, really cool like detail on here. As you can see, everything is engraved, and this is all sculpted in, so this is all detail. It's not just like they skipped on detail. I will explain what this hole is over here. They even went as far as adding this little cool tear here, which seems like there's an actual joint, but as you can see, it doesn't bend at the elbow. So yeah, and then it follows through on the legs again. As you can see, it seems like there's a joint at the knee, but again, nothing there moves, and even his kicks are painted really well. So as far as articulation on this guy, he can move his head left and right. He can throw his hands all around. His legs move back and forth, both of them. There you go. Now, as far as that hole goes, the reason for that is that you could actually, let's bring Mr. Joker back into the shot here. Let me, oh, sorry. Okay. On his right hand, it's sculpted in a way that it can slide right into there. So you could slide that in, slide his hand in, and you could have the Joker holding Scarface. So that's kind of cool, and what is actually cool is he doesn't even fall without a base. I was worried that this is going to make him a little too front heavy and would keep tipping over, but he stands there just fine, and can hold him quite well, except for that part where I just dropped him. But yeah, overall, this is an awesome accessory and makes up for that base that I mentioned before. But now let's get to the meat and potatoes, so to speak, the Joker himself, who is really well done, and I really like this figure. Head sculpt, first of all, right away, that's the number one thing, is so accurate to the game and so well done to show this character that follows through on this face, of this crazy psycho guy who is insane, basically. That's a good way of putting it, I guess. I love the hair, the way the hair is done. As you can see, it kind of flows really well and is sculpted, and they use a lot of black paint to bring out the detail. But yeah, this is a really awesome head sculpt and really well done. As you can see, I love the separation on the teeth there, and the bright red lips that really pull off the Joker look really well. As we work our way down, you can see on the jacket here, if I stop shaking the camera so much, he has a nice little suit going through all the way, with a belt buckle hidden underneath this yellow vest type of deal. A cool little detail is that this is actually an actual chain. As you can see, it's very tiny, but it's an actual chain, which I kind of like DC Direct did on the Harley Quinn of this line. They did the leg linings, I guess, or what are those called? They did the same type of deal with their actual fabric for that. As you can see, the yellow follows from underneath his sleeves also. We'll work our way down. Nice little detail here with the two different kind of patched up. You can see that he kind of might have put all this together by himself, and he didn't have enough material, so he had to, or maybe messed up here and he had to cover that up with some other material. As far as the back, as you can see, his trench coat or coat type of deal goes out into these two pieces. This is made out of soft plastic, or rubber, sorry. And yeah, it looks really good. And then the pattern with the pink lines going through the purple follow through all the way up the figure. So yeah, it's a really well sculpted figure, as you could tell right away. Definite. I like the fact that, as you can see, he's very kind of a little bit hunched over, and it has a really cool, even though it's a video game, but a kind of a realistic feel, and it blends the Heath Ledger and comic book / animated series Joker style all together into this awesome figure that we have here. Now he's actually also quite well articulate. He has a ball jointed head, however his up and down movement is quite limited. As you can see, it's pretty much limited to this, looking very downward or just straight at you. He has ball jointed hand, but it is kind of limited by this. As you can see, there's a little bit of a bump up here, so it kind of limits the articulation only up to here. I guess you could shave that off, but I like the way when you push this up, it kind of blends in together into one smooth kind of joint, I guess. He can swivel all around, bend at the elbow, and then rotate at the wrist. As far as his waist, there's nothing there. He can kick forward. Be careful though with that chain, as you don't stress this point too much because you don't want the chain to rip. He can bend at the knee, and that's pretty much it, which is usually, if not better, but pretty much the standard articulation for a DC Direct figure. So that's, like, I mean, you can't really expect much else than that. As far as the base, he fits on it very easily. He just slides right in there. And again, he can hold the Scarface figure. I guess the base does add a little bit of an extra weight, which allows the Scarface figure to hold. But I wish he just had enough articulation to kind of sit Scarface on his other hand. That would have been cool, or maybe even on his lap or something, just to make it a little bit of a cooler look. Let me grab my 3 3/4 representative, Crimson Dynamo, and here's a DC Universe Classics figure. Make sure his legs are straight too. As you can see, Joker is about the same height, maybe, yeah, a little taller than John Stewart because of his hair. And again, don't forget, he's kind of hunched over, so I guess if this sculpt was all the way straight, he would be even taller. But I like that little hunch. It adds this kind of anorexic proportion to him, where he looks really neat and really accurate to the game. And the 3 3/4 figure is about up to here. So yeah, this is pretty much it. He's an awesome figure. A definite worthwhile pickup for any Joker fan or Arkham Asylum fan. I'll see you guys next time. Blitzwinger out.